Good day, Mashpaka. Thank you for tuning in and listening to another video of ours. We just wanted to elaborate what this video is about this time.
So we're just going to elaborate a little bit more from our previous video we did on the importance of slowing down, taking time to read in context. And it's really going to be about a few verses that stuck to us in the beginning of our transition. This was before we understood the lens that we were reading through, that modern Western lens. So we're just going to share some verses and expound on how they really impacted our lives and changed our whole walk. And we're going to start doing maybe some small segments on our transition. These aren't teaching videos. These are just testimony stories, our journey.
Yeah, just testimonies on verses that we once thought we knew versus going back and revealing them in this new light that we've been shown, the true meaning of them in the context, of course.
Yeah.
But what was one of your favorite verses before?
I would have to say it was in 2 Corinthians. To be absent from the body is to be present with Yah. A lot of people say Lord, to be with the Lord, but his name is, and there would be Yahusha, which is the Messiah. And it's to be absent from the body is to be present with Messiah.
Okay.
What do you think about that verse?
Can I actually read it to you and see what it actually says? Or show you what it actually says?
What is it?
So 2 Corinthians 5 verse 8 says, "We are of good courage and are well pleased, rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Adon." That meaning, that "and" is not "is."
Okay.
So a lot of people, including myself, look over that verse so fast paced and listen to the teachings of men and teachings of other people. And you could be one of them too that used to think this verse is actually, I'd rather be absent from the body is to be present with Adon or Lord.
So I just think in short, he's saying he would rather be absent from his body and to be present with Yah, but they can study it out and see the importance of that, of slowing it down.
Just to show that, just to slow down and study the context of things and not just go with what other people say.
That was a big one that hit us.
Big one.
I was like, how did we not see that?
Yeah.
How did we not see that?
But we're going to go ahead and move further, and you can go ahead and read your questions, I guess, or verses.
All right, I'm going to do one verse really quick, and then I'll let you do one. So my first verse that hit me was when we were out of church for a while, like 5 months, and I started digging deep with some questions I had. So, and then once I read this, it was just eye-opening. So my first verse is going to be 1 John, or Yochanan in Hebrew, 1:8-10. And it says, "If we say that we have no sin," and in that, when I say sin, I'm going to say missing the mark.
Oh yeah,
missing the mark, okay? And like I said, this is not a teaching. You can go study what these words mean. So if we say that we have not missed the mark, we are misleading ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess that we have missed the mark, he is trustworthy and righteous to forgive us of missing the mark and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we say that we have not missed the mark, we make him a liar. We make Yah a liar, and his word is not in us. Okay, so this passage truly slowed me down because the word that we read for sin, it just felt so small. It felt very vague. So, like, have you ever been playing a game, laughing and having fun, and then someone comes and tells you that you're playing the game all wrong? You don't even know the rules. You're like, what are the rules? How do I even play this game? But you thought you've been playing it right the whole time. Well, that's how I felt. I didn't know what the rules were. I didn't know what the words meant. Like, have you ever felt that and been doing something for so long and you're doing it wrong the whole time? So that's how I felt. And so I've read scripture for so many years, this verse right here, all the ones I'm going to share. And I couldn't honestly internally say that I knew what the word sin meant or the word unrighteousness meant. And so it made me feel uncovered and exposed in a way, but it was a good way. It was honestly a jaw-dropping experience to where I felt like I just had to be real with myself and take that image of y'all that I've placed inside of my mind and put it to the side. So instead of feeling condemned or condemnation, I felt like y'all was sending me a personal invitation with mercy. He met me with mercy, and instead of accusing me, he wanted me to truly look deeper. And so what I saw that Yochanan was talking about right here is not about people making mistakes. Like we fall, we make a mistake, but he's actually addressing the people who are in denial that they are walking without the law and they have no law to live up to, and they make their own rules to live by. Like I said about the game, I made my own rules to live by. So this verse is actually like inwardly, it opened the door to something deeper that was inside of me. And just on a brief little disclaimer, as I was going over these yesterday, it really made me just in awe. I haven't read this chapter in a while, honestly, and it was really good. And I'm really excited to go over these verses because as we examine these things that we first learned or went through, it just brings back how just his mercy is just so
brings joy.
Yeah, profound. And how he just met us where we were and made us go to that point of
his steadfast love.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the biggest one for me. And there are two more to come. What was one of yours?
So one of mine was Chazon, or Revelation 14:12, which says, "Here is the endurance of the Kodashim. Here are those guarding the commands of Yahuah and the belief of Yahusha." So for me, that spoke to me because that's Revelations. Everybody who reads Revelations knows it's basically a book for the future. What's to come? What's to happen at the end? What's the completion of this walk? What awaits those who are righteous and in the sight of Yah? And for me, it showed me, hey, these people who are in the last days or in the end times during Revelations, they are guarding the commands of Yahuah. So what are the commands of Yahuah? That specifically says guarding the commands of Yahuah, not guarding the commands of Yahusha. Some may say, well, there's only two commands Yahusha said, but that's a whole nother topic. But it's specifically saying guarding the commands of Yahuah, which are the Tanakh in the Old Covenant, in the Old Testament, which is, we're in the New Covenant now, which is the law, Torah, written on our hearts, but that's a whole nother video. And belief in Yahusha, which is his only begotten Ban, or son. So that goes hand in hand, believing in the commandments of Yahuah and also believing in the only begotten Ban, or son, Yahusha.
So how did that make you feel when you read that?
For me, it felt, because when I read that, we were actually going to a Seventh-day Adventist church at the time. So I ended up thinking, when we were keeping just the Ten Commandments, I was like, well, how do I know that this is just referring to just the Ten Commandments when it says commandments?
Yeah.
Why does it exclude all these other commandments that I'm reading about? Like, not because we kept the dietary laws, we didn't keep the feasts at the time. So we were like, well, what about the feasts, and things just get dismissed, which is sad, but it's reality.
So you were like, what are the commandments? That makes
like
you question.
how do you categorize that this is referring to just the Ten Commandments?
Why
are they not all the commandments? Because it says commandments, not the 10 Commandments or the 10 words. So That was my experience on that one.
That was a good one.
You got another one?
I would say that definitely is a good one there for people to really look out and study, because even with myself, same with him, goes back to playing the game, not knowing the rules.
Mm-hmm.
What are the commandments? It got me too. What are the commandments? What is sin or missing the mark? That word for sin is missing the mark. What is unrighteousness? If we don't know these words, like, how do we even understand the word?
Yes.
How do we understand it? Slow down. So my second one is 1 Yochanan 2:3-7. So it says, and by this we know that we know him, if we guard his commands. The one who says, I know him, and does not guard his commands is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoever guards his word, truly the love of Elohim or Elohim has been perfected in him. By this we know that we are in him. The one who says he stays in him ought himself to walk even as he walked. This one hit hard right here. Okay, beloved, I write no new command to you, but an old command, which you have had from the beginning. The old command is the word. Who was the word? When was the word? Where was the beginning? Which you heard from the beginning. All right. So after reading this, I actually had to stop and I had to ask myself, do I truly know him? It says, the one who says, I know him and does not guard his commands is a liar, and the truth is not in him. Well, again, like we just said, I didn't know what the commandments were. How are these separated? Again, that's a whole nother thing, but I didn't know what the commandments were. And the truth hit me. I couldn't confidently say that I knew him, the Father, or the Messiah, Yahusha, or what his commandments were. And I actually was humbled. It was a humbling experience. So everything that I thought I knew and everything that I believed or had been taught, all that now had to be set aside. And he had to teach me how to read with a new lens. So I was sobered. And then Yochanan says, no new commandment, but the one from the beginning. So from the beginning. So my mind actually froze right there. We've been told this whole time that the laws are abolished and the Old Testament's done away with. Some people don't even preach out of the Old Testament. And yeah, it just, man, I really felt like I didn't know him. So I wasn't trying to defend what I thought I knew, but I was seriously wanting to understand. And my heart was actually crying out at that time. I remember wanting to really know him. It's like being married to someone and you find out that you really knew nothing about them. Either they were pretending to be something else, or I was pretending to be something else, and you wake up and find out that I'm not who you thought I was. So it just made me realize that the answers weren't going to come from reading from the lens that I had, but him giving me that true understanding.
Right.
And what's your next one?
So my next one is 1 John 4:1. Which said, beloved ones, do not believe every spirit, but prove the spirits, whether they are of Elohim, because many false prophets has gone out into the world. So just kind of a little backstory on this verse, on why I chose this one, was at the time my wife, she believed in the Sabbath and keeping the Shabbat. And at the time I didn't. And it took me a whole week to be convicted by Yah to keep the Shabbat. And this was a verse that popped out to me because of the questions in my head. I won't say on video or nothing, but it was a revealing to me saying, beloved ones, he was talking to me. Do not believe every spirit. Okay, so don't believe every spirit, but prove the spirits. So this was an open invitation. I do remember me saying and praying to Yah, I need to be proved, or prove it to me, basically. And he had an open invitation to me. Hey, prove me wrong. Prove my word wrong, that you should not keep the Shabbat. And so I was convinced right then and there. And it was a Friday, I believe. I think it was a preparation day. But so I observed my first Shabbat that day out of faith. And yeah, so that was a big verse for me, you know. Make sure you prove the spirits. Test everything according to the word of Yahuah, not according to what man says. Even if they're right, you still go and test to see what they say.
I got a question for you. So how did he show you, or when you tested him, how did he show you that it was true? Do you remember how that...
It was the verse, you know, it was just the fact that he was so bold to just say, test me, you know, test me on this, you know, like it's kind of like if you were to be completely truthful to your spouse and have, you know, just an open invitation because you have nothing to hide, and you ask them a question, you know, just to like prove that, hey, I mean, I have nothing to hide. It's just the amount of confidence and weight that was in that verse at the time was what convinced me.
Okay. All right. So my next one would be 1 Yochanan 3:4. And this one says, everyone doing sin or missing the mark also does lawlessness. And lawlessness is, everyone doing sin also does lawlessness. And sin is lawlessness. Okay. So I had to stop and really think, what does lawlessness mean?
That's a good question, actually.
All these words that we just read and read and read. Like, what do they mean? So I thought because we had been taught that the laws were nailed to the cross, right?
Right.
So just think for a second. Have you ever been putting together a puzzle?
Yeah.
You got all the puzzle pieces on the table, but you don't have the cover that has the picture.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Like, how is that possible?
Well, that's the thing. It's a lot harder to put the puzzle together, but logically speaking, let's just say you don't know what the whole picture looks like. You're not going to really know what the puzzle's going to look like when it's put together, or the pieces where they go.
Yeah. Like, you got all these words that are just scattered. We don't know what they mean, how to put them together. Yeah. So no pun intended, but it puzzled me.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt. Have you ever felt that way? That you have all these pieces and you just... that's how we felt. I know there's so many people that we've been hearing their testimonies of coming to the truth of the word and slowing down and stuff. And it's just such a puzzling feeling.
You do, my mouth.
And so what y'all meant and what it all added up to was completely just what he meant and what we were reading. It was just unclear because we didn't have all the pieces, but I was definitely hungered.
The wrong lenses.
Yeah, and I wanted so bad.
Autopilot. Sometimes you gotta put it in manual.
I just wanted to see so bad. Like, I just had such a hunger. I just want to be vulnerable, really. And I had a hunger to really understand the word. Like, oh, I don't even know you, y'all. I don't know your word. I don't understand.
I just want to talk about that for a minute, though, too. I'm sorry. No, go ahead, actually.
No, go ahead.
So, like, the hunger part, like, just the hunger that you had, and it was filled, you know? It was filled. That hunger is filled. Those who thirst for righteousness shall be filled. And my wife was filled with that righteousness, but it just didn't seem like it was right because of the lenses that we've always been trained to look through. And when she slowed down and trusted in the voice that she so dearly pursued, even though it seemed scary or unnatural, let's put it this way, like Abraham and Isaac, Yitzhak. Abraham knew it was bad to murder, and like I'm sure there was a lot of stuff going through his head at the time when Yah told him to kill his only son that was promised to him to basically fulfill the seed of the nations and the promises of Yah. So I mean, it's just an example right there of like kind of the extreme that he'll take us when we start pursuing him more and more. He'll take us to these extremes to test us to see if we truly love him, and it goes back to obeying his commandments.
Yeah, because that heavy feeling, I felt very isolated. I felt empty. Like you said, it's like a hole that wasn't filled. Mm-hmm. And that definitely sparked that ignition. It was like a fire started, to fill that hole inside of me. And so I just honestly wanted to dig deeper. And what I saw Yochanan talking about in this verse, it was about actually the mindset, the lifestyle that says, this one right here was so deep. Okay. So it's saying like, I'm fine and the laws don't apply to me. And when I read this yesterday again, it just, every day we struggle with even examining ourselves. So this is really deep. He's really talking about everyone committing this, missing the mark. But it's when it says everyone doing, I'm not teaching, I'm sharing my experience of what I see and how it impacted me. So everyone abiding, when it says doing, that word also means abiding. Everyone abiding and missing the mark also does lawlessness. Mm-hmm. And sin is lawlessness. Or in another way to say it, everyone committing sin does lawlessness and transgression. How have we said it? Like in another translation, it's transgression of the law, or
that's
I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah, we'll have to read the verse.
So everyone abiding in sin also does lawlessness, and sin is lawlessness. So this is literally giving you the definition of what sin is. Yeah, it's lawlessness. Lawlessness, or what lawlessness is. 2 words right there. Like already the definition. What is lawlessness? It is sin. What is sin? It is abiding or doing, missing the mark. It's like missing the mark continuously. So he's digging on those people who refuse to examine themselves, to say the law doesn't apply to me and I can make my own rules. So it reminded me of James, where he talks about looking into the mirror and we forget what we look like and we have to go back. And the mirror is what shows us what's inside of ourselves, because the law can't save us. Reading the word every day, it doesn't save us. It shows us what's inside of us that y'all is not pleased with. So he says, so also like looking in the mirror. When we look in the mirror, we might see something on our face that we didn't think that was there, right? So we're not going to know unless we look into that mirror, which is the word, the perfect law of liberty. And so I had yesterday, Foxy was looking out the dog door and she kept peeking her head out. Mm-hmm. And as I was looking at this, and it actually reminded me of kind of this example. So dogs were created to like protect and stuff. They're going to be curious of their surroundings. And she just kept poking her head out. And I was thinking like, well, she's doing what dogs do, but she has to keep peeking her head out to make sure that her surroundings are good, that nothing's changed and stuff. So that's what the word is for us. Like, that's what we need to do, is keep poking our head in there and looking at the word. And so this confusion actually turned into curiosity, and it slowed me down. And so yeah, I'm just curious to know if there's any verses that you guys experienced to where you read it and you didn't understand what it was saying, and then once it hit you to say like, hey, I really don't know what this is talking about, and you dug a little deeper, how that changed your life. Mm-hmm. Because these are experiences that we come across and we experience, and we are to share it with other people so we can help each other grow and help each other understand. Just because we've been taught something doesn't mean it's the right way.
Yeah, he's a rewarder of those who like diligently seek him. He's a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. I believe like this deep studying comes from deep, genuine questions, and from genuine people who are truly trying to follow him and stay away from just the nonsense that goes on in institutions and whatnot. And I do personally believe, yes, he rewards that. He unveils that for a purpose. I don't think he just unveils that just for everybody. It's a matter of the heart. And if you truly are trying to live for him in a real way, only you know, only he knows. And I mean, he'll guide you.
Yep.
But
and that guiding is awesome too.
Yeah.
When he guides us to know that we're not alone. It is scary.
Scary. But Baruch Yahuah.
Baruch Yahuah.
For mine was my third one was Matthew 5:17. So it says,
that's a good one.
do not think that I came to destroy the Torah or the Nevi'im, which is law or prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete. Some translations say fulfill. And I wanted to go, actually, the definition. I forgot to do that. Pull that up. Just to clarify some things with what fulfill means.
Yeah, that's a really good verse right there. Man, that's one for me too. I didn't add it on my list because we were staying to 3, but that's awesome you had that. And I love that you found that, because I remember that is the verse that you shared with me that just, man, it hit so hard. It did. It did.
Okay, so that word fulfill, from the Greek word, it's plerou. It says to make, replete. That is literally to cram, net, level up. Hollow, figuratively, to furnish, imbue, diffuse, influence, satisfy, execute. An office, finish, a period or task, verify, or coincide with a prediction, accomplish, after be complete, and expire, fill up, fulfill, be make, full, complete, fully, preach, fully or perfect preach. Supply.
If you go right here, go back to it. If you,
that's Blue Letter Bible that does that.
That has, I just want to share at the bottom, it says, I thought it was an e-sword. Let's see. Matthew 5:17. See right here. Yours don't have it, but read. So if you're on Strong's, looking at the word fulfill, it's going to have the Strong's definition, and then it has the Thayer definition. So if you scroll to the bottom, this is what it says. And this isn't the Bible context that it's given the definitions. This is actually a Thayer definition of what fulfill means. And it's literally given the example of, to say to fulfill means to
cause Elohim's will, as made known in the Torah, to be obeyed as it should be, and Elohim's promises given through the prophets to receive fulfillment.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah.
So we can't conclude that. For me, like, he literally says in the beginning, do not think. So out the window, don't even think. Don't even think that he came to destroy the Torah or the Nevi'im. I did not come to destroy, but to complete or fulfill. So that showed me that, hey, the Torah's not done away with. It's just plain and simple.
When did you find out what the Torah and the prophets meant? Like, to what extent? Like, what is he talking about? Is he just saying a phrase? Is he saying something like...
For me, it was digging deep and going back to, again, the Seventh-day Adventist Church when we were going there. For me, it was like the commandments. Again, I was like, well, because that word in English, we were reading at the King James, it says law. So I was like, okay, every time we read the law, going to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, it always refers to the 10 Commandments. Always refers to 10 Commandments. Anytime you see the word law, it's the 10 Commandments is what we're talking about. But I was like, no, that's just not right. That can't be. I was like, why does that... My awakening experience for Torah was like, why does the word law only refer to the commandments? So I dug deeper into that and used the methods I was taught in apologetics to look at the definitions and whatnot. And I would look in some places and that word was Torah. So it led me into a rabbit hole and truth on seeing, okay, what is the Torah? So come to find out that the Torah was a big deal for the Hebrews, the Hebrews back then, and the prophets were. They were hand in hand. They were something that were so foundational to the people of Yah that it's definitely something that is not done away with. It is actually good. The law, the Torah is good.
I just want to add to it. It says to fulfill, when I started reading this, it says to fulfill of sayings, promises, prophecies, or to bring to pass, to ratify, or to accomplish. So without getting into a teaching, but it just really showed me that he came to do what was prophesied over him.
Mm-hmm.
He came to walk out the commandments faithfully.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have been sinless, right? We wouldn't have known if he was sinless if he didn't walk out the commandments. So he's walking these things out, completing the things that were prophesied over him. He carried those things all the way to the end. It says to render perfect, to fill to the top, so that nothing shall be wanting to measure full, to cause to abound, like he said in the definition. Yeah, that is a transforming verse for anybody's walk, to dig into that.
Yeah. Especially it goes back to what your verse said too, like to walk as he walked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how did he walk? We have all the evidence that he walked according to the Torah.
Mm-hmm. Those are good verses.
Mm-hmm.
They're good.
So we just wanted to reassure y'all that this wasn't necessarily a teaching video, but just testifying, just personal experience and personal digging and studying. And we just want to encourage y'all, if these are verses that may be stumping you, just dig deep and pull out and ask questions in the comments or however, so, but we thank you for listening and yeah.
All right, thank y'all, and appreciate you guys listening to us.
Shalom.
Shalom.